Hello everybody, this is HD Shaves here. I'm back on the video. Hope this finds you well and in good spirits. So today, as you can see from the video title, we'll be talking a little bit, or a lot of it, about this weekend's trip to Maggard Razors in Adrian, Michigan. Of course, I have to wear the That Was Close t-shirt for this one. So we had a small informal gathering this weekend. It was great to see some of the same people again, and also great to meet some new people. And unfortunately, it was a little bit smaller than we anticipated because of illness. There were a good number of people who couldn't make it due to illness, unfortunately. And so to those people, I hope you've recovered and you're feeling better. So the most exciting thing I think that happened for me this weekend was that I got to talk a good bit with Brad Maggard, the owner, about straight razors. And in particular, I had this Wade and Butcher razor sort of waiting on the wings for quite some time, as I knew I would be going to his shop in September. And so he cleaned up the entire razor for me. I never thought these horn scales could look so good. And he cleaned up the blade itself, of course, which says, "You lather well, I'll shave well." I'm going to include sort of a gallery of photos at the end of this video if you'd like to see some of the things that I saw at Maggard Razors. It has a square point, but it is a little bit slanted, which is kind of interesting. Wade and Butcher, it has the England stamp on there, so you know that it can't be any earlier than 1891 in that case for these Sheffield razors. And people guess that this is from the early 1900s. It is a near wedge sort of shape. Not sure if you can see that. And it's about 6/8. I've seen people that have different, some put it as size 7/8, some 5/8. I guess it depends, how much is left of the blade from the years. So I was just really chuffed to learn so much about straights from Brad this weekend, and I can't thank him enough for his hospitality in hosting us, and also for just all the great info. So we'll be shaving with this razor today for the first time, and in addition, I'll be using this sort of exclusive, hard to come by nowadays, Semogue Barbear Classico brush from 2013. It was made in a limited quantity. Here you see it says Cerda, which means this is a boar knot. And this is kindly on loan from a supporter of the channel. Thanks very much. This is the first animal hair brush I've used in quite some time. I've really been on a synthetic kick, and I've been impressed with this brush. It's a pretty small knot, but it's very soft, not scritchy at all. And to welcome in the beautiful fall weather that we've been having here in Chicago, we'll be using Declaration Grooming Darkfall, having the matching splash as well. And this came out, I believe it was the first drop of Milk Steak soaps in October 2019, which means it's almost been 3 years since I bought this, so it's sort of crazy. Burnt leaves, cinnamon, amber, benzoin, those kinds of things. I think it's a really terrific fall scent. So let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll talk more as we go. As luck would have it, on this little shaving trip weekend, no shaves. So the last time I shaved was on Friday, and it is now Monday. This might come out Tuesday. But anyway, we've got 3 days growth here, and I look forward to dealing with that. So here we go. Let's start loading the soap. And like I said, this is the first animal brush I've used, consistently for a long while. I've just been on a big synthetic kick. And with that in mind, I'm not going to be afraid to go back to the puck in between passes if I need it. Sometimes I have found that my lather has gotten a little skimpy with this brush. You just have to be mindful, but it does have a really nice face feel to it. And like I said, soft, not really scrubby or scritchy at all. Let's hope that that's enough a paste for now. We're going to add a little water to the top. And here we go. Wanted to use an animal hair brush today to really sort of dig in to this little more than normal amount of beard growth. scent is opening up a little bit. It's just got a wonderful mix of kind of smokiness on the bottom, but then a little sweetness at the top. Definitely recommend people check out Darkfall if you haven't. Just really perfect for the season. We're going to add a little water now. And we're going to try to really make sure we've got a good lather here before we go in with the Wedge and Butcher. In sort of preparation for the shave that I thought might happen. We lost one here. That's okay. Sort of in preparation, I started using straight razors again last week. Just used my Ralph Oust and my Yankee Cutlery, and hadn't used them maybe a month or two, but the edges on them felt absolutely fine and had no issues kind of getting back into it. So hopefully we have a good experience here with the Wedge and Butcher today. I'm going to go ahead and keep face lathering and invite you back in when I'm about to start the first pass. Okay, we're back, and certainly not my best lather ever. Something a little weird with the bore knot, but that's okay. I think it'll be just fine. Let's go in with the Wedge and Butcher. Just my first time using this razor. And trying to figure out the angle here as we go. It seems to be pretty good. It feels very nice. I think this is it's definitely my first time using a Wedge razor also. And basically what that means is that it's not hollowed out here in the middle. There's like more steel. I don't know this for sure, but it seems to me like back in the day they made more Wedge razors than they do now. Okay, so again, I have to be a little quiet here while I figure out what I'm doing. But so far, this feels pretty good. If I remember, I'll include a link to some videos that Brad Maggard made maybe 10 years ago now. Might even be longer than that. Where he talks about his process for when he would restore and hone a razor like this. And it's amazing how that stuff still holds true. He restored this razor the same way, you know, when I was there. And it's really awesome to see how you can save old razors, even if they look really, really not good. It was interesting to learn about some of the things you can do to take an old blade that's kind of messed up and save it. So. But those videos are excellent. So I really enjoyed watching them. Okay, first pass done, finally. Let's rinse, and we're just going to do one more pass today. Stay tuned. Pass number 2. Okay, we're back, and let's do some across the grain work here. Like I mentioned, we've been having some really nice fall weather here for the past week or so. We had a really warm day last week. It maybe got up to 85, and then suddenly overnight it just became fall. It was in the 60s and 50s at night. So as usual, we predict it might get warm again for a couple days, but definitely going to enjoy mild, cooler temperatures. Sometimes here it'll start snowing by, Halloween, which is to say, I don't have too much time left. So, yeah. Here we go on the right hand left side. Always a good reminder is that you should always try to flatten out your angle when you're going against or across the grain. You can have a little more angle when you're going with, but yeah, even there, I'm hardly adding any angle to the blade. Had a good time learning about the bevel and the bevel shaving angle. Well, not the bevel shaving angle, but I should say the angle of the bevel and how that affects the shave, maybe. So I highly recommend that people go to Maggard. It's just, it's probably the largest hobby shaving store in the world, And I think this was my 3rd time there, and I still, saw lots of things that were surprising. And let's go ahead under the nose here. Here you can keep the blade totally flat, but sort of lean into it a little bit. Get some additional tension and angle, maybe. Okay, and let's go under here. Let's feel around. Always miss that little hair right there. There we go. Okay, we're going to call it there today. Again, definitely have a lot of practice to do this razor, but was just too excited and knew I had to jump right in. So I'm going to do a final rinse and come back and talk to you over post shave in just a moment. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back, and I forgot to mention too that Brad advised me that I change my stropping method a little bit. So I had been doing 25 laps on the fabric and then 25 on the leather. He advised I do about 10 on the fabric, 40 on the leather, so that's what I did today. Let's use the matching Darkfall Splash. This one is before he added menthol, because it was still under the L&L grooming name. So no menthol in this one, but still alcohol based. And not too much of a burn today. This one is super, it's not super high in alcohol, but I was expecting a little more, honestly. So, as always with these open blade shaves, it's not necessarily the closest shave of my life, but we got through it, and again, I've got plenty to practice, so that's, you know, it's like, well, anyway. Here's the blade one more time. The Weighted Butcher 6/8 near wedge with the horn scales, and I look forward to practicing more with that. We have the Semogue Barbear Classico de Cerda boar brush, and this brush is kind of hit or miss for me. Sometimes the lathers are good, sometimes they're not great, but it is always soft, so there's that. And then we use Darkfall, of course, from Decoration Grooming. Okay, everybody, if you made it this far, thanks very much. And hopefully I remember to put in the little photo gallery after this. So let me know if you have any questions or thoughts down below. But we'll see you again next time. This has been HG Shaves. Take care. Goodbye.